excited na kami
iniisip ko
pumunta.
kung ano, hindi makakahabol
sa akin
eh. Hindi kayo makakahabol sa 9:45 sa Rockwell. So dapat maghanap kayo ng
mukhang
midnight
malabo.
screening.
Malabo.
Parang nafe-feel ko hindi kami abot doon.
But, kung sagot ni Gretchen yung
Ayun,
tickets,
well, syempre
Si
magmamadali
Masi,
kami.
sagot ni Masi.
Sige.
Pero siya libre.
magano kami, magmumotor kami. Maghahabal-habal. Thank you once again, Ate Gretch, Ate Mase, and Boss Pauline. Well, on tonight's show, we've got results of the NBA's Christmas games, the aftermath of last night's crazy Christmas Classico in the PBA.
And it was a classic. We've got a preview of the ASEAN Mitsubishi Cup semis between the Philippines and Thailand. Football analyst Sedel
Uy.
Tupas joins us live.
What a surprise treat! I'm Andre Felix.
And I'm Chaska Calao.
And here's tonight's play-by-play.
Puts it on. Gemma on the left side. Oh, the pass! Stuck in another one. Bacunas rejecting Esteban for the
The Los Angeles Lakers and the Golden State Warriors live up to the hype of their Christmas Day clash. It was a game that went down the wire, but in the end, the Lake Show prevailed 115 to 113. The Dubs did give themselves a big chance to win, fighting back from 9 points down late in the game. But Lakers guard Austin Reeves had other plans, getting this inbound and then going baseline, getting the game-winning layup with a second left on the clock. And I have a great feeling we will see that again in our highlight reel later on. Reeves finished with a triple-double, 26 points, 10 rebounds, and as many assists. LeBron James also showed out in his NBA record 19th Christmas Day game. The King notched 31 markers and 10 dimes for the purple and gold. LBJ is now the winningest player on Christmas Day with 11 victories in his career. The Lakers overcame the absence of Anthony Davis, who left the floor in the first quarter due to a left ankle sprain. Steph Curry tried to carry the Dubs, scoring 38 points, including a Christmas Day record-tying 8 triples. The Lakers now improved to 17 wins against 13 losses, while the Dubs dropped to 15 victories and 14 defeats. After the match, Golden State coach Steve Kerr talked about what's next for his squad after losing for the 11th time in 14 games.
Well, I just think we have to keep at it. Keep plugging away. We'll watch the film tonight, and I'm sure there's some things we can improve on, execution-wise at both ends. But I've said it all year. I really like this team. I like the guys. I like the competitive desire. I like how connected they are, and it's just a matter of taking that next step as a team. Showing the grit and the execution to finish these close games that we're not finishing right now.
Meantime, the Minnesota Timberwolves pounce on the shorthanded Dallas Mavericks in a Western Conference Finals rematch. Final score here, 105-99 in favor of the Wolves, as the Mavs played most of the game without Luka Doncic. Luka had to leave in the second quarter due to a left calf strain, which may sideline him for an extended period. And Mini took full advantage, leading by as many as 28 points in the third. Dallas tried to rally down the stretch but fell short. Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle came up big, putting up 26 and 23 points respectively. Ant even hit the dagger layup with 18 seconds left. Kyrie Irving led the Mavs with 39 points in the losing cause. The Mavs also got 14 markers from Klay Thompson, who passed Reggie Miller for 5th on the all-time three-pointers list. After the match, Edwards talked about what it was like matching up against Irving and the Mavs.
I don't even really think it was what Kyrie was doing. We knew that was coming. I think when PJ Washington hit those threes, and then Clay hit those threes, we were like, oh my, like one PJ hit one like falling out of bounds with his leg up. I'm like, no way. So like, that's just basketball. Like this is how it goes, man. You know, Luka went down and Kyrie was just like, all right, you know, he changed his shoes. Dante told me he changed his shoes at halftime. If I would have knew that, I would have told everybody just trap him. Yeah, you know, when the great players change their shoes at halftime, just know they finna put on a show.
The Phoenix Suns also got their revenge against the Denver Nuggets thanks to Kevin Durant and Bradley Beal. Now, after receiving a beatdown 2 days ago, the Suns turned the tables on their tormentors with a 110-100 victory. The win ends the Valley's 3-game losing skid. Durant and Beal provided the solar power as they scored 27 points apiece. The Suns were still without star shooting guard Devin Booker, who is nursing a groin injury. As for the Nuggets, well, they relied on Nikola Jokic's 25 points and 15 rebounds in a losing effort. Phoenix now has a record of 15 victories and 14 defeats, while Denver carries a 16-12 win-loss slate. At the post-game press conference, Nuggets head coach Mike Malone assessed the outcome of the two teams' second meeting in 3 days.
That's a key stat for us. They have scored us 15-6 in transition, and we are the #1 running team in the league at close to 20. And tonight, we never had an opportunity to do that. Which really hurt us on that end of the floor. So we'll watch the film, figure out, you know, what was behind those 16. But I know for one thing, being ball strong, two, just making bad passes at times. You know, when we go through and chart our turnovers, which we do often, because we're giving up way too many points per game off of those, the biggest culprit, and this is not one player, this is across the board, and our turnovers is really bad passes, not reading the defense. So we'll watch the film and be better, hopefully.
As for the New York Knicks, well, they spoiled Victor Wembanyama's monster Christmas game day debut by taking down the San Antonio Spurs. Wemby had a whopping 42 points and 18 rebounds, but they weren't enough as the Knicks defeated the Spurs 117-114. Mikal Bridges led the charge for New York with his own 41-point game. That includes a 15-point tear in the fourth quarter that ultimately spelled the difference for the Knicks. Karl Anthony Towns added 21 markers while Jalen Brunson chipped in 20. The Knicks improved their record to 20 wins and 10 losses. The Spurs dropped to an even 500 with 15 victories and as many defeats. While Wemby is happy to finally play in an NBA Christmas Day game, he expressed dismay in the way the Spurs let such a close game slip away.
I'm thinking about the game right now and just thinking we're close, but we lack some attributes at times, you know. And but we were right there. It was a really disputed game. Adapting to the defenses slowly changing their ways, constant communication, you know, how to do better. We're working, we're growing together, and we can see where we're going a little bit more, you know.
Finally, the Philadelphia 76ers survived their own close game and pull off an upset against the Boston Celtics. The Sixers led for the first two quarters before the C's mounted a comeback in the third, but Philly managed to stifle Boston's offense in the fourth for the 118-114 win. Joel Embiid dropped 27 points and grabbed 9 rebounds, showing he was just fine after this, appearing to hurt his ankle during the pregame warm-ups. Tyrese Maxey led the Sixers in scoring with 33 markers to go along with 12 assists. Jason Tatum had 32 points and 15 boards for the Celtics in a losing effort. The Sixers improved their record to 11-17, while the defending champs dropped to 22-8. After the break, we turn our attention to the Philippine men's national football team as they gear up to face Thailand in the semis of the 2024 ASEAN Mitsubishi Cup. Catch that and more when Play-by-Play returns.
back. Thank you for joining us here on Play by Play. Christmas came early for the Philippine men's national football team after securing a semis berth in the 2024 ASEAN Mitsubishi Electric Cup. But now, the national team is dreaming of something bigger for the new year, a finals appearance. In their way is Southeast Asian powerhouse Thailand, whom they will face in 2 matches during the semis. The first leg of their semis clash kicks off tomorrow at 9 p.m. at the Rizal Memorial Stadium. The path to the semifinals was met with significant challenges for the Philippine men's national football team. They struggled to secure 3 points in Group B, but the Philippines managed to pull off its biggest win in recent years by defeating Indonesia 1-0 to secure its semis spot. The Philippines will be without some key players when they face Thailand. Team captain Amani Aguinaldo is suspended for leg 1 after accumulating multiple yellow cards in the group stage. Goalkeeper Patrick Dato is out with an injury, and veteran Patrick Reichelt announced his retirement from the national team following their win over Indonesia.
Question is, what must the Philippine team do to pull off another upset in the ASEAN Cup?
Joining us now live to discuss the semis matchup against Thailand is football analyst Sedelf Tupas. Good evening, Sedelf. Thank you for joining us.
Good evening. Thank you for having me.
Dapat direct, zoom in yung mga gantong kagawapuhan eh. Ayan. Yes, well. Welcome to Play by Play. Here
Welcome.
on
Thanks for inviting me, ha?
I was kept in the dark, brother.
Kasalanan
I
mo
think
nga,
I'm the
sorry na.
only host who doesn't know that you're the guest. But I'm glad because, no, it's a pleasure, really, before this match to have you. I think there's nobody
Football,
else. Yeah, perfect to be on the show.
Thank you. It's been quite a while, and I enjoy doing this. So let's get it on.
All right.
Good friend.
Sige.
Merry
So,
Christmas. Okay, go.
Sedelf, syempre, expectations at the start of the tournament, but how has the Philippine squad lived up to those expectations, or how good have we been?
Well, the expectations were quite modest at the start of the tournament, considering that this team is not at full strength. It's a young team. Average age is at 23 years old, and they're going into the semifinals, one of the youngest teams in the tournament. So, but the youth has delivered so far. So, we're quite happy with what we're seeing from Sandro Reyes, Zico Bailey, a lot of young up-and-coming players, Bjorn Christensen, and of course there are leaders there that have stayed on. Amani Aguinaldo has really taken the leadership role, and has really galvanized the team. And of course, you cannot discount the impact of Coach Albert Capellas and the new management under Freddy Gonzalez. And it's been a total collective effort for this team that they've we are back in the semifinals. This is the 5th time we're there, but again, with the young and fearless team, who knows where can they go to, with their performances of late.
I think you'll agree with me on this one, and even check. It's totally a different era now. It's a new era. As you said, only Amani Aguinaldo siguro is sa mga familiar dun sa previous eras, yung mga Azcals era. Di ng Azcals ang tawag sa kanila. I remember seeing Amani 2 weeks ago and the team when they launched their new outfitter, and he was saying, before, Sir Henry, ako yung pinakabata. Ngayon, siya na yung veterano. So of course, Amani won't be playing, but aside from the other young guys, who else are you, you've been impressed with so far on the international stage on this team?
Well, Amani, speaking of Amani, he's only 29, by the way. So he started.
It just feels like he
it
started
just
really
feels
young.
like he's been there forever.
I know.
So he's been there since the 2014 tournament. So matagal-tagal na siya doon. But it's credit to him for his longevity and really the way he has taken care of his body and he's stayed in shape and really made himself available for the national team. But we have a lot of young players, young up-and-coming players, and they may not be household names now, but with the way they're playing, I mentioned Bjorn Christensen, who's been very, very composed. 2 pressure-packed penalty kicks in this tournament, and he's buried both of them. Especially against Indonesia, the very important goal.
How young is Bjorn, by the way?
He's probably around 22, 21.
Okay, bata pa.
Bata pa. And also, Sandro Reyes, alam natin, Sandro's also been there forever because He's been talked about since he was 9.
9, yeah.
Yeah, the first newspaper article I wrote about him was at 9 years old. So now this team is growing up before our very eyes. So it's so nice to see these young players inspire the country, inspire the young football players na, you know, even though, you know, kahit bata kayo, kaya nyo mag-represent here in this very prestigious tournament. I'm quite glad because bigla silang nawalan ng mga veterano.
Veterano, oo.
And somehow, you know, I didn't feel like there's a big leadership vacuum because this team has always been known for leaders.
Yes,
you know?
of course.
Ali Borromeo, Rob
Chiefy
Gear,
Caligdong.
Chiefy Caligdong, Phil Young Husband,
Shraki.
Stefan Schrock, you name it. There has never been a shortage of leaders. But this team right now, they've bonded collectively and they've really put on a really strong campaign for Filipino football fans.
Walang explanation. I'll let Cheska ask the next question. Pero, just give me a name. Yung tipong nagulat ka na you've been impressed na hindi mo ina-expect na, ganun yung pinapakita.
Well, quietly,
Just a name.
quietly, he's been very solid. Zico Bailey.
Zico Bailey. Okay.
At midfield.
Okay.
He's really supported Sandro very well. And you know, there are a lot of names that are there, that are big names, but Zico has really quietly done his job and he's done so very efficiently.
Okay.
Okay. Unfortunately, as we mentioned earlier, wala si Amani Aguinaldo tomorrow due to the yellow cards, the 2 yellow cards that he sustained during the group stages. You know, can you talk about what kind of impact that will have on the team and how can the team overcome his absence?
Well, first of all, Amani is a veteran of the Thai League. So he's pretty much played with these players every
Kilala
single
niya.
week. So kilala niya to
Yeah.
mga players na to. But again, when you talk about depth, all of a sudden we have depth in the defense. We have Kiki Linares and Adrian Ogilvik. Adrian Ogilvik was the man of the match in against Vietnam. So, you know, he is a proven player already. Although marami sa kanila dito is in their first few appearances for the Philippines. They've been tested, you know, especially this year. So, alam natin na kaya nila, they can do the job, etong mga players natin. But Amani will be a big miss because of his, his presence,
Definitely.
his leadership. But again, we have our youngsters who can step up, I believe.
Well, no Patrick Deto. We wish him well, of course. An unfortunate injury. Patrick Reichelt also just announced his retirement, as Cheska mentioned earlier in the report, following their win over Indonesia. So how will this affect the team? Will it affect, like, to what extent will this affect the team? Walang Reichelt, walang Deto, again, Amani. Ang daming,
Because these are the
kumbaga...
vets.
Oo nga eh.
Bumaba nga ang average age eh.
Kasi nandun sila, ano yung average
Mataas.
age? Medyo mataas. Mga
Above
nasa 30s.
Above 30.
Ngayon nung nawala yung tatlo,
Bumaba, 22, 20. But
so doon pa lang sa age, kita mong bata.
Yeah.
Oo.
But kahit kahit 30s na yun nahatak yun 23 pa rin yun So ngayon mas bumaba pa. But again, Patrick Deto, you know, we wish him very well. No,
Yes.
alam natin na husband din yan ng kasama natin si Tasha.
yeah.
And syempre, Patrick, you know, proven player, a solid player, you know, homegrown player. But surprise, Quincy Camerad came in against Indonesia and really did a fantastic job keeping a clean sheet.
Yeah.
So it seemed like right now, I don't think we will have a problem in that position because Quincy has been, you know, although it's his first international cap, ang dami niya nang nilarong games sa SEA Games. So he was our player in the SEA Games that, you know, really...
So obviously it's Quincy's position to lose dito.
Now, I think he's going to start.
He's going to start.
I think he's going to start tomorrow.
Okay.
We lose a bit of experience with Reichelt, but in this tournament, medyo slowly nilalagay na siya sa bench.
Okay.
So,
Got it.
young legs na ginagamit ni Coach Albert. But again, big locker room figure, and he will be a miss. But I think, you know, with the togetherness of this team, na nagkasama sila So, I think the words and the spirit of Kiki will be there para tulungan itong team na to.
Okay, so can we talk about Thailand for a bit? Because obviously, strong team, that's That's one of the
Yeah.
that's one of the
And
sure
we know how
things.
big football is in Thailand. So the fans, yeah.
So what can the Philippines do
Well,
for the upset, for to end that streak that Thailand
okay,
has against
to
us?
put everything into context, we will be
Sige.
punching above our weight if we do get a result against them over the 2 legs. We have not won against them in this tournament. The best result we had was a 1-1 draw, May 2018, Joven Bidik in Panaan. So it's been a while, but ang maganda dito is that Thailand isn't also at full strength. So pretty much we're on even ground with regards to players. But there is one player there that is going to cause problems. His name is Sufanat. He is the man of the match for 3 games of their 4 wins. 3 of their 4 wins. And the Philippines had experience playing against him in the King's Cup a few months back. And he absolutely tormented itong team natin in that game in Thailand. So he was, I think he was involved in 2 goals, 2 of the 3 goals. So malaking bagay itong player na to. Ito yung kailangan natin bantayan. If we keep him quiet tomorrow and in the away leg on Monday in Bangkok, we have a chance. But overall, kahit sabihin natin na hindi yung mga players ng Thailand no, talagang malalakas ang team, this is still a very solid unit. And alam natin that their history in this tournament is very rich and they have a winning tradition to keep. And syempre, every time Thailand steps out into the pitch, especially against Southeast Asian opposition, they're always going to be expected to win. So that is something that we can use against them, being that underdog pressure on Thailand. And of course, yung home field bukas.
I was about to say, that will be the last question. Will that play an impact for us? We know how, I remember when we were covering the ABL, naalala mo Thailand, tapos sabi mo, ang laki ng football sa Thailand, di ba? Sa atin, it's still growing. I think it still is. Of course, with yung Filipinas, nagkaroon ng konting traction from the fans. Pero ito, will the crowd be a factor? Are you expecting a big crowd tomorrow?
Well, winning brings crowds. So, okay.
Totoo naman, totoo naman.
It's a fact of life.
Yes.
Okay, and
Totoo naman.
as far as
Proven
I know,
yun, proven
as
yun.
far as I know, the tickets are almost sold out in the grandstand.
Hey.
So it should be a fun atmosphere. Go visit the fan zone. If alam ni Chesken, pupunta sa ikaw rin. Pupunta ka rin. But be there early, 6 p.m. Pwede nang bukas na yung fan zone. 9 p.m. kickoff. So
Show namin 9 p.m.
Oh, sakto. Kompetensya muna. but again,
Live kami ng 9 eh.
but it should play a factor considering that we're playing on artificial turf.
Yes.
Kasi nga yung sa Thailand they're used to natural grass. So I think that plays a part. Conditions will play a part.
Okay.
The crowd will play a part. They've relaunched 10K Strong again to bring in the people. So hopefully this team has done their job of making the semifinals. Tayo naman mga fans ang magpakita.
Yeah.
We show up for them.
Yeah.
They've been showing up for us.
Oh, yeah.
Diba?
Oh, my 13-year-old cousin Manolo, big football fan. He will be there with his father.
Sabi
his
mo
mother.
mag-hi sa akin.
Sige. Punta kami ni Check. We'll try.
Tawagan ka na
Yeah,
namin
if you're gonna
bukas.
place us in the VIP,
Nako, wala na ako.
wala ka naman powers. But thank you. Once again, our
Thank
good
you.
friend, the one and only SETI football analyst, all dressed up, Mr. Sedelf Tupas. Thank you, Tito Sedelf.
Thank you for joining us
you.
tonight. And pausing for a quick one, but right after that, it's a Merry Christmas indeed for Barangay Ginebra after pulling off the comeback win over the Magnolia Hotshots in the PBA Commissioner's Cup. A look into that and more when Play-by-Play returns. Welcome back. You're watching Play-by-Play on One News. Last night's Christmas Classico in the PBA was just that, an instant classic, as the Barangay Ginebra San Miguel Gin Kings delivered in gut check time against the Magnolia Hotshots. Scotty Thompson made Christmas merry for the barangay when he nailed a game-winning 3 right before the final buzzer. Final score 95-92, but for Coach Tim Cone, it was RJ Abarientos who willed Ginebra back into the game from a 22-point deficit versus Magnolia. RJ scored 17 of his 20 points in the second half. Coach Tim even let RJ call the final play, and the rookie guard delivered. It was RJ who slashed inside the paint before kicking the ball out to Scotty for the win. Justin Brownlee also tallied 28 points while shooting 5 out of 6 from deep. He also limited his Magnolia counterpart, Ricardo Ratliff, to just 17 points. After the game, Coach Tim emphasized his trust in the players and in their system that let them get their 3rd straight Christmas win.
Everybody's going to remember Scotty's shot, but it was this guy who got the penetration and the kick and the pass to him. So, RJ's obviously truly deserving tonight, and just the aura of Ginebra, of never say die. We don't represent it as much as the old Jaworski days, but we still feel it, and we still talk about it, and it's still part of our culture.
Pilipinas Live is giving the gift of free live games this December. Enjoy the biggest sporting events this month on the Pilipinas Live app. Watch all the action live on demand and on any device. All you have to do is download the app and register for free. You can also scan these QR codes or visit the websites flashed on the screen.
Okay, folks, we've got an all-NBA lineup in tonight's highlight reel, fresh from plays from the Christmas Day games. Let's start out with the alien, Victor Wembanyama at MSG. Here's CP for the 3. Wemby grabs it one hand over Towns and then flushes it in with a 2-handed jam. Check it out. The long miss by Chris Paul. Wemby just reaches for it for the sky, just easy grabbing it up there. If you're 7'3", 7'4", that's so easy for you. Wemby finished with 42 big markers, grabbed 18 boards, dished out 4 assists, and as many blocks. Unfortunately, though, Wemby, CP3, and the Spurs lost to the Knicks, 117-114. Knicks forward Mikal Bridges scoring 41 of his own to match Wemby. Now let's go to this blockbuster showdown. What a game, what a treat. Even the Kramers were there, right, Check? The Warriors and the Lakers, Curry tying, 7 seconds to go. Bang, bang, bang. The chef to tie on Christmas Day. Woo! Letting it go, bingo. And look at Draymond loving that play. Curry had 38, including a Christmas Day record of 8 threes, tying with Luka Doncic, Grayson Allen, and Patty Mills. Take a look at that again. Shades of Curry at the Olympics, but the Warriors would come up short against the Lakers because of what? The star of our next highlight. Let's roll the next. Here it is. It will be an inbounds to Austin Reeves from Christie, guarded by Andrew Wiggins. Baseline for the win. Woo! White men can't jump after all. And that is it. That's a ball game. And look at LeBron, Hachimura, and the Lakers without, of course, AD, but still Lake Show winning thanks to that man, Austin Reeves, against a very good defender in Wiggins for the win in San Francisco. Triple-double as well for Austin Reeves here, 26 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists, and the Lakers outlast Dubs 115-113. And that is it. I don't know if we have time, but I'm sure that's your favorite too.
Yes. All right. Before we go, we are sending out our congratulations to volleyball player Jack Jonella of the Farm Fresh Foxies. Last night, Jonella announced her engagement to her longtime boyfriend, Alon Untalan and Jonella said yes to Untalan in a heartfelt proposal that featured a romantic setup with candles, rose petals, balloons, and a backdrop spelling out the words, "Will you marry me?" In the photo, the veteran libero held a bouquet while proudly showing off her engagement ring. The couple has been together since August 2017. Congratulations again, Jack and Alon.
Wow, Jack Jonella and Alon Nuntalan, congratulations. And also, to our very own, Lance Damian and also si Peter, yung ating si Peter Pormento. Engaged na rin sila on Christmas Day, bisperas ng Pasko. Good job, congratulations. Mabuhay ang mga ikakasal. That's all from us tonight. Catch us again tomorrow at 9 p.m. for a play-by-play of the day's top sports stories.
Play-by-play is on One News, that's Signal TV, Channel 8 on SD, and Channel 250 on HD. We're also available on Signal Play and Pilipinas Live.
I'm Andre Felix.
And I'm Cheska Litton Calao. Thank you for watching, everyone. Good night.